Hi, Aline. Today I'm going to do a teaching on letting go. And I know we hear this term often in mindfulness. So I want to spend some time to understand what is that. And to me, letting go is also related to the teaching of there is no next. So let's use a story to help us start to understand what that looks like and what that feels like. And I want to share a story of my grandmother. Some of you may have heard this, but it was at the time of her passing. And I know we think often of passing or death of time of grief, of great sadness, but I can't say that's what it was for me and for everyone in the room with her. I have never seen such a peaceful moment, such a moment filled with such love. If you could have seen the room and can imagine, she's sitting in a chair and all of her family is all around her. And she's just looking at every single one of us. And you could just see how much love was in her being. And at the end of looking at everybody, she just closed her eyes like she was at a beach and just rested back in the greatest peace I have ever seen. And it was incredible. Even the clinicians in the room said they had never seen someone so at peace. This was an assisted death, so we knew it was coming. But there was something in her that I feel understood, that to her, the idea of there is no next, her brain finally getting that moment, the greatest peace came for her. And I think the reason that is she was highly anxious and highly depressed throughout her whole life. And for her to understand there was no next that she had to worry about, there was no person that was going to get hurt that she had to be concerned about, that none of that existed. That in that moment of finally coming to there is no next, she could rest. But I want you to know that we do not have to wait till that physical form passes for the next to release. We can have that as we live. But what we need to do is we need to start to introduce that idea to our brain that there actually is no next. It's just a made-up idea of the mind to project and to be creative and to imagine what could be. So even though the mind is an incredible tool, sometimes that projecting of the next can bring worry. That planning of everything can bring exhaustion. So we must start to introduce to our mind that, hey, when that planning happens, start to let your brain know there actually is no next. To see if it can start to rest in this moment, the peace that is here right now. So with that feeling of letting go, to me, there's a great understanding of there is no next. And when that understanding is there, you will naturally allow things to let go. You do not have to try. So please let this teaching of letting go and there is no next be with you throughout the day.